Superheroes speak a comic book dream, where legends are born and stories redeem. With Days John and Dark Dawn, a who will we cast? A podcast that's here to make the past last.
Hey, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host, Dave.
And I'm Don.
And this is Random Randy Savage.
And yes, John is off, as he announced last week. He's going to be off for a little while, and we're going to have a rotating third chair until his return. And of course, Randy decided to jump on the grenade first because
Yes!
he was the only one in the chat that had watched all of Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
Or that was willing to. But we'll get into all of that. Until then, how is everyone doing? Randy, what is new in the world of Random Randy Savage and Colt 45?
Nothing. Nothing's going on. Nothing new. We're, like I said a couple weeks back, we're preparing for this October thing. Not October thing. It's November now. Fuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's November thing. We're getting questions and answers, and then we got yelled at by the big bad of the thing. It's like you can't say that. And I was like, well, why not? I thought we were promoting this. You can't say that. I was like, oh, we didn't know. You didn't lay any rules out when you told us we were going to be a part of this, so it's fine.
They didn't.
Yeah, we're hosting a trivia night, and it's going to be part of we're part of our local Comic-Con here in Texas. The Comicpalooza is hosting a trivia night at a local brewery, and we're going to host it. Yay. And I'm trying to think of a way to make it so it's like, all right, comic trivia and go nerds, parade me with your answers. And I wanted to make it more like Legends of the Hidden Temple, but then they said that was too complicated. So I was like, okay.
We go through an obstacle course and
Yeah.
Well, then I thought it was more of that text-based video game like Zorp or Zork.
okay,
Yeah.
Zork, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, we have three options, left, right, or center. Which one you guys want to choose? And I was okay. And then because the premise was you're an employee trapped inside of a haunted Blockbuster, and you have to get to the entrance, and that's the exit.
Right.
And you have to answer questions, or you get sent back to the employee lounge by the manager who died, or you get attacked by their ruly customers. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. It was just a weird concept in my head, and I was like,
was there an
this would be
adult
cool, right?
section?
Yeah.
Was there an adult section in the Blockbuster?
There was. That was the
Oh.
that was where you get sent to. You get sent to the naughty section.
Yeah, but Blockbusters didn't have those, remember?
Not the good ones.
Yeah, there are some that had them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah.
And they got real desperate. Like DirecTV was like, whatever, just whatever, make money. Pirates. No. But yeah, we got a new episode that came out recently, Smile. And next week we're gonna have a guest on our Terrifier 2 episode. So it should be real fun.
Cool. How about you, Don? What's new in your world?
Worked like 70 hours this week, which is fantastic with the holidays upcoming. But really, what's most exciting, everyone, joyous day, November 5th is coming. The day where the political ads will stop or at least slow down. So very excited. No, I don't care about election day. The whole fucking thing can burn, but I'm really looking forward to not seeing the same 5 political ads within a 5-minute span. I can't wait.
Yes, because talking politics.
What are you doing? We don't do that here.
Indeed.
So yeah. No, I
How about
agree.
you, Dave?
I'm doing all right. It's funny because this was the first weekend, I want to say, in quite a long time where I didn't have anything planned to do, and ended up running around the most I have in a long time. I'm tired.
That's how
Thank
it goes.
goodness we got our extra hour of sleep.
I know.
If I didn't get that, I would, I don't know if I would have been able to do it tonight.
No, I mean it really helped though, because like the kids, normally 8:30 they wouldn't be ready for bed, but because of like 9:30 to them, so
Yeah.
they were like no problem.
No.
Send them to bed. Yeah, no, just did a lot of running around. I mean, of course, I didn't ask you guys. Tuesday was Halloween. Thursday. Thursday was
Thursday.
Halloween. This past
Time is
week.
a big ball of wibbly wobbly, tiny
Yeah,
limey
exactly.
stuff.
So I actually ended up going around with my granddaughters and my daughter and my son-in-law, which was fun. And luckily, they're still small enough where after a little bit, they're like, "Okay, I'm tired. I got enough. I'm done." But that was fun. Did you guys do anything special for Halloween?
I mean, I don't really do anything special. It's what we do every year. We have, right here where I live, neighborhood that we go through, a couple developments, we make a loops. They get, but by the time Halloween rolls around, they've already been to 5 trunk or treats. So like it's really, in excess. But what's funny is all these cool costumes that these kids have. I went out with 2 lightsabers, me and the wife, just to giving the kids the directive of, if you lose me, just look for the lightsabers, and boom. But with all the costumes, everyone was really just enthralled with the lightsabers, and so that's fun. Well, lightsabers, whacking the wife a couple times,
Nice.
I shouldn't find that so funny. How about you, Randy? You have a young one, right? Or is he past the age of that?
Oh, my kid is way past the age. He gave up on Halloween like 3 years ago. He just likes giving candy away now. He doesn't really like going out or running around, or he just
doesn't dress up or anything.
Games. No, it's boring.
Well, I don't know about in your neighborhood, but in mine, some people actually give out adult treats like actual beer and alcohol. So that's a thing now with Halloween. It's against city ordinance, I'm sure, but it happens. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I mean, hey, no, I don't like my neighbors either. I don't know where my kid gets it from.
My girlfriend's one son, who is 19, actually did dress up and go out trick-or-treating and came back with like a load of candy. So
yeah, like, because like with us, we don't stop until the end time is, it's just free candy. We just can't quit. And by the end of it, people had like half bowls of candy. They're just like, just take it. So yeah,
Just take the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just get it out of my sight.
Just end this nightmare, please.
Like I wake up today. It's a Sunday morning. Like I wake up and my kid's like sitting under bed, just like chomping on a Rice Krispie treat. I'm like, oh dear gee, come on. Like so much candy. So bad.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, that was everyone's week, everyone's Halloween. I was contemplating a question though the other day. I think I have the answer. Why has there never been a pregnant Barbie doll? Because
Go ahead.
No
Ken
clue.
comes in a separate box.
That's good. That's good. Oh, that's funny.
They made that joke in the Barbie movie.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the Barbie movie.
Surprisingly, Randy, we didn't see the Barbie movie. I know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In the biggest like collision of blockbuster films, Oppenheimer and Barbie, I watched both, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen neither. I'm lame.
No. Barbie's fun though. So
was it?
She did.
I have heard it was good, so I'm gonna have to watch it. Is it on Max or anything?
I think it might be.
Gotta be. It's gotta be.
I don't know. I don't have Max anymore. I gave it up.
Gave it up for Lent?
No, I gave it up for groceries.
Right.
You want to eat, or you're one of those.
I gave it up for milk.
I don't need this. Just another $18 a month I'm spending on nothing. So
Yeah,
Honestly, the reason I keep it around is because of Dark Knight. Like, I actually watch that quite often. It's like my second favorite superhero movie of all time. Max, it's always there. I don't know. I love that
Okay.
movie. That's my comfort.
Okay, wait a minute. Thronkill asks, have you seen the hate Margot has gotten over having a boy instead of a girl? What does that even mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
Nope.
that's the father's fault, not the mother. We've established this. Kings
Yes.
create the gender.
Or God or whatever, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
no, and it is like the sperm does carry the chromosome that
Yeah.
decides the gender. So it's just like, but I didn't even hear this. Like, this is fascinating. I'll have to look into it because, like, why would anyone care?
That's right.
Feels like that's maybe a weird Barbie joke that I'm missing somewhere. Um,
How dare she not extend the female power?
being a boy mom betrays her role as Barbie, but
Man, whatever. Barbie can
I
be whatever she
feel-
wants to be. That was the
Right.
main premise of the
that's
movie.
exactly that was the premise of Barbie.
That
Barbie
was the premise
to
of the
say you
movie. It
could-
was like Barbie could do whatever the fuck
Yeah.
she wants.
yes.
Boy, the internet just offers us so many opportunities, yet few of them good ones. I just
All right. Well, before I cry, if you're enjoying this great, wonderful content and want to know where you can get some more, here's our good friend Dark Dot to tell you more.
Good evening, plebeians. Darth Dawn here to tell you that Superhero Speak is not just a YouTube show. It is also a website. You will go to superheroespeak.com, where you can find all the social media links to the show, comic reviews by Chris, and most importantly, our merch. You will buy our merch. And while you are on the HoloNet, you must check out the rest of the Geek World All-Star Podcast Network, an influential conglomerate of podcast shows like the Pop Prism Power Podcast, Vault 45, That's So Wizard, Fans on Patrol, Twisted Mind of 8-Bit Ray and the Gorilla Brain Podcast, and of course, the powerful Superhero Speak. Plug in hashtag GW All-Stars, and you will not be disappointed. And if you do not comply with my request here tonight, I will torture you by making you watch The Acolyte, the one and only season, over and over again. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a double feature to catch. They're showing Blade 2 and The Matrix Reloaded at the drive-in. Now, back to the show.
Yes, actually, Thrawn. We had an interview with Brian Volk Weiss that went up on Friday. He's the creator of Toys That Made Us. I didn't think the audio was that rough, but I don't know. I listened to maybe 20% of it before I put it up, and I'm like, this doesn't sound too bad. So, if
No,
any-
the background noise is just so overwhelming. Like, and even
Yeah.
in that one, we're in a room, but it didn't have
Yeah.
a ceiling. You know,
Yeah,
the ones
no,
where we
it's
did
just
in the
Drake.
press room were way better. The guy with the Prince of Persia creator, but on the floor, yeah, that's definitely rough. I'm not sure what can be done about that. I mean, it's just the Javits
Yeah.
Center. It's like all glass and metal, and I don't know. It's just constant.
Yeah, because there's going to be at least one more interview next week. The Rich Dewick interview will go up next week, and that we are not in a room, and there was a lot of background noise. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm going to do some
But I
editing.
do
on
fanboy, so if you can, muster through it.
Yeah, and I also wanted to shout out Fans on Patrol. They are back. They had
Yeah,
been
baby.
gone for a while, and if you listen to their latest episode, they're saying they had been recording episodes but not putting them up, which I think is weird, but I'm sure they have their reasons. Life got in the way, and they felt like when they got to the point where they're ready to start posting stuff that it was too stale, the content, so they just did a new episode. It was up last week. I listened to it. I enjoyed it. Hopefully they'll keep going. So
Like,
Tiff and Montego, welcome back. Keep going.
keep going. You know how
So
much crap is out there already?
Life, life is just like those Walmart shoppers that are on the internet with the carts. It's always in the way. It's always in the way.
yes. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get Montego to
They'll
fill
probably
in
run your ass over at some.
one of these weeks while we're waiting for John to return. So
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
yes, so he can promote Fans on Patrol a little bit more.
Have them both on. Let's go.
And speaking of great podcasts, this is your opportunity. Randy, where can people find Colt 45 and the Smile episode?
Okay. This is Random Randy Savage of Colt 45 Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Colt 45 Podcast. Subscribe to our Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube for that video content. We're on all the major podcasting apps like Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Google has a thing? Or is it?
Yeah,
it's YouTube Music now. Yeah. And Pod Me in the back door. But Podbean is where they love us. And if you want more of us, come down to patreon.com/Colt45podcast and get an extra episode for $1 featuring new releases such as I can't think of anything new we saw recently.
Nailed it.
At all.
Did you do Joker too?
We did Joker 2.
Yeah. I think that was the
Joker 2 on the Patreon. I got Joker 2. And Transformers 1.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. But we're needing some new ones soon.
That's starting to get some traction, huh?
Yeah, hopefully.
Movie.
Well, you guys want to do Venom 3, but their Craven's coming up in December.
He says we're not doing Venom 3. We're going to do Venom. Come on, it's just too garbage. We did Venom, the Carnage one. So I was like, we got to finish him off.
Yeah, exactly. Got to finish the trilogy.
Got to send Tom Hardy off to sweet by and by. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll do it just by myself. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie yet?
Nah, I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
I have to. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
it'll be one of those days where I'm stuck at work and I have nothing to do, and I'm just like, Venom 3, here we go.
My one daughter's all about it. And there's an Eminem song that's just like Venom, 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 and I don't know, kids like Venom. 10-year-old little girl.
Nice.
I mean, I'm her father, so obviously, we're not right, in the head. But
no, not at all. All right. Well, let's take a quick commercial break and come back with a little bit of news.
Some podcasts are like this.
I don't tell this story a lot because I don't get it. I was sitting next to my mom. I was in 4th grade. Out of nowhere, my mother turns to me and goes, "You're not going to school tomorrow." And I go, And when my mom growing up, she said something, just how it went down. So I was like, huh. And then I went, fuck, but we're going on a field trip tomorrow. We're going to Little Vietnam in the city. And it's just all eating candy and fucking around. I really wanted to do it. So I go, but we're going on a field trip. We're going to Little Vietnam. I really want to go. And she goes, when do you leave? I go, first thing in the morning. She goes, when do you come back? I go, 3 o'clock. She goes, you're not in the school at all. I go, no, we get dropped off. We get on the bus. We come back at the end of the day. She thinks for a long time. She goes, you can go to school. The next day, there's a true story. May 20th, 1988. A woman walks into my elementary school through the door that my class was in. The room was empty. She walked through, walked down the hall, walked into another room, shot 7 kids, killed one of them. True story. To this day, my mom cannot explain why she didn't want me to go to school.
And some podcasts are like this.
So what's your take?
My take is no more bachelorette parties.
No more bachelorette parties. 100% agree.
100%.
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm
They're
done.
bad.
And they're getting longer and longer. We're talking 4 days, 5 days, a week. Costume changes like it's the Met Gala. Crowns, sashes. What is it, a pageant? I'm in debt from the bachelorette parties. I spent thousands of dollars on bachelorette parties.
Thousands?
Thousands. Because you got to fly her to the place. Then you got to have costume changes too. You're doing a Euphoria themed day. You're drinking out of test tubes.
Themed days?
Yes, themed days. Days with multiple themes. We're all gonna wear white, like we're in a cult today.
Why?
Because white women are bored.
It's white women. It's a white woman problem, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a white woman problem.
And they're so boring. Not boring, but you're placed with people that you absolutely would have
Your
not
friends
chosen
are going to be watching
with.
this.
Okay.
But only one podcast is where you can get in-depth analysis like this.
He goes to his mom's hospital with a lot on his chest. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, like that whole folder is a recipe for a pillow to the face, nigga. Ain't no getting around it. Ain't no getting around it, bro. I see that file. You about to be you about to get that goose down, nigga. That's how you getting that pillow.
About to choke on these feathers.
Just relax. Relax. Just smother chicken, bitch.
You are now listening to Call 45.
This is Beat 'em Down.
And I'm Random Randy Savage.
Find us on all your podcatching apps like Podbean or Spotify. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Or just go to www.cult45podcast.com.
Also, check out our YouTube for that sweet, sweet video content.
Cult 45, the only podcast that puts hair on your chest.
Jamook.
So it's funny. I just looked up that school shooting. Because you had to put that in an ad.
I didn't have to.
And apparently, the woman walks into the classroom and says to the kids, "I'm here to teach you about guns," and then started opening fire. Like, what the hell? Anyway,
who wants to go on a trip to Jesus?
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Superhero Speak, where we joke about gun violence.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Did you guys have a chance to look at the email? And I sent a link. Marvel put out a look ahead trailer for everything coming out in 2025 on Disney Plus. There's a couple animated shows. Of course, there's going to be The Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, and What If Season 3 are all animated. And then we are getting Ironheart, Daredevil Born Again, Wonder Man, and there was one more, wasn't there? Another live action.
Well, there was a Spider-Man animation.
Oh, the Spider. That's right. There was the
and What If.
And What If? Yes. So,
which who gives a fuck when we're in the multiverse? But anyway,
I like interesting.
That is actually an excellent point. The whole idea of What If was like, we don't have a multiverse, so let's tell alternate versions of stories that happened in Marvel. But now we have a multiverse where we get alternate versions of the stories. So What If is kind of like,
it's like, we have some chocolate cake. What kind of frosting should we put on the chocolate cake? How about the chocolate on the chocolate cake? Okay, like we
what
get
about peanut butter? Peanut butter frosting on the chocolate cake.
There you go. We all like peanut butter.
Sometimes it's gonna be good.
I don't know. What did you guys think? I think the two that stood out to me were Daredevil and Wonder Man. They both looked really good to me, but I'm kind of curious what you guys thought.
Meh. I'm more. It's more like it's like pizza now, right? Even bad pizzas are okay sometimes, and it's just like,
Yeah.
fine. It's pizza, and it's not the worst thing that could happen. Because nothing about all of this makes me like, yeah. Until I'm in there, and then I'm in there, and I'm like, yeah, Punisher's back, or like, yeah, Wakanda forever. But right now, I'm just like, all right, Marvel, try again. Let's see what happens. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
It's not a bad way to look at it. Yeah, even bad pizza is still pizza.
Unless it has anchovies, and fuck that shit. It's garbage.
No, I like anchovies on my pizza.
Okay.
Then you must like Secret. You like Secret Invasion then?
No,
So the
but
name of the
nobody
show?
likes
I
Secret
do.
Invasion.
No, exactly. No, you cannot compare Secret Invasion to anchovies on pizza. That is just wrong on so many levels.
I am like one of the biggest Marvel apologists, and I hated Secret Invasion. It's like, ugh.
I liked what
Marvel
it
is-
introduced.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But it could
I
have
don't
been
know.
so much more.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the Ironheart visuals were interesting. If you've read any of the Ultimate Iron Man comics, like I feel like that's what the suit looks more like, the Ultimate version instead of the more traditional Iron Man. And of course, it's not red and gold at all. It's all like it was gray and blue. It looked like
Yeah.
to, I guess, separate her from Tony, which I thought was an odd
She's more
choice.
she's more practical,
right?
You know, Tony's
Yeah.
the one that's like, yeah, fuck yeah, hot rod, red and gold, let's go.
Yeah, it's like we need to make sure she can get in and get out and do her thing.
You know, so everything really looked cool, but I couldn't help but be like, where the fuck are the X-Men? I'm still very
You're gonna just
perturbed.
keep saying that till we get the X-Men, I think.
You are not wrong. You are absolutely not wrong. They've had them for 6 years. And even in the comic world, like X-Men is king. So I get it. We did get X-Men 97, that wonderful morsel that we got. But unfortunately, the whole fucking DeMeo Disney thing is still going on. So we'll see how that flushes out. But I'm just utterly amazed. Okay, I get it. Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and Deadpool, right? That was on there too.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men. Where are the X-Men? Like, fuck. You know, all this stuff.
Maybe in What If?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
It's funny too because I thought that was a weird thing to throw in the trailer. Oh, and don't forget, Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be on Disney Plus. Like, no, duh, it's the biggest movie in a long time. Like,
yeah,
we know it's going to be. Like, why did you throw that in this trailer of new stuff?
There's TikTok videos.
Mm-hmm.
There's TikTok videos that my 8 and 10-year-olds watch. Like Deadpool, Wolverine, they're in the lexicon. You don't need to do that.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Because it's like, this is how you sell the hamburgers. Oh, McDonald's. We got McDonald's. You guys want McDonald's? Here, guys.
Right.
All right,
That's like
cool.
McDonald's, like having a commercial. Hey, guess what we do?
Guess what?
We make
McDonald's.
Burgers. Burgers and fries. Imagine that.
When did they start doing that? Wow. Wait, what?
Maybe a
Franz-
milkshake if the ice cream machine's working. Maybe.
Oh, it's never working.
It's never
It doesn't
working.
exist.
Thrawn says what Ironheart says is her motivation in the trailer is troubling. I don't remember what she said her motivation was. I remember them saying in the trailer that all great people have done questionable things.
She's here to get that money. Yeah.
Well, she didn't say that. The dude said that.
Right. She
Yeah,
doesn't say
Hood.
it. So I'm like, what did I miss, Thrawn? And it's funny because if you break that down, like, yeah, look at what Tony did. He was sold weapons until he became Iron Man.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
He
get that
sat there
money.
as the mountain explodes. Like,
For peace.
For
Right.
peace.
Yeah. What's better than the weapon? Right. That you don't have to fire, the one you don't have to fire twice. Like, yeah. Come on.
Terrible. So, all right.
So
I
glad
just
that's
want to
far
see
from
more
reality.
different villains now. You know, I want to see all the
Yes.
real ones.
Yes.
But
hyphen men.
you might not be getting X-Men, but they did show in the trailer for Marvel Zombies.
Mhm.
We're getting Blade, an animated Blade.
It's only ever going to be
Yeah.
one Blade.
I'm kind of
Which
hoping
I-
Wesley Snipes does the voice. I really am.
Yeah, I'm with you there because I'm totally into that. I want Wesley Snipes Blade. I'm glad that the Marsha Ali Blade is like in development hell because it's just not going to work without Wesley Snipes.
Oh, stop
But
that.
no. But with Marvel Zombies, I don't know. I was never a big fan of it. So the only time I'm like hip to Marvel Zombies is in Secret Wars, where part of Battle World is like all Marvel Zombies, and they're right across the border from a bunch of Ultron bots. So they just kind of fucking go at each other
I'd watch
in a
that.
perpetual.
Let's do that.
So outside of that, it just doesn't, I don't know, doesn't excite me.
Okay.
It's so yeah, Blade, and I don't know, it makes sense. Vampire
It does.
zombies, but I don't know, it's not exciting me.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Whatever. Moving on. It's just like, yeah, Blade's gonna be in an animated show, and I was like, yeah, I already saw that. Like,
Randy's
12 years
like,
ago.
it's I'm going to taste it regardless. So move along.
Yeah. It's like, you got my money. I'm not canceling Disney Plus.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
unless of course you
exactly.
make a show. Where's my Shang-Chi? What happened to like where's Miss Marvel season 2 or 3 or whatever? We're like,
Well, she got shit on with the movie, the Marvel she was in.
where's my fucking Young Avengers? Like, we have almost
Well,
all the
we'll
pieces
talk
in
about
place
that
now.
later. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Sorry, that's your job, Dave. But
Sorry, my internet went crazy for a second.
okay. No problem.
So I missed Randy's amazing point.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
It's
okay,
garbage.
okay.
It's a garbage. It's just more of like what they showed me in the trailer. I already knew was coming, so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
You've literally showed me nothing that was new. The Wonder Man thing is new, and I'm like, okay, but I don't know. Like, so is this just what is that Steve Martin movie with Eddie Murphy, Bowfinger? Is this just Marvel's Bowfinger, where it's like, are they casting for a superhero and then he actually becomes a superhero by accident?
Yes, I feel like that's what they're doing. And that is because I can't think of the character's name, but Wonder Man was an actor in the comics, and like there is precedent, like that's his secret identity is he's an actor, and then
It's just like Ben Kingsley has now gotten 3 different properties in the Marvel universe before anybody else.
From a role
True.
that we all hated at first.
Yeah,
right?
I was like,
he fucked over the Mandarin.
we hated that. I thought we all agreed Iron Man 3 was the worst one.
Oh, by far.
But that's Kingsley's redemption tour. He's on his redemption tour now, so
Okay.
Yeah, we got to see him in Shang-Chi, and now we'll get him in Wonder Man. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to see it because I feel like it's something a little different, and I kind of hope there's some kind of like tongue-in-cheek inside jokes about being an actor as playing a superhero role versus actually being a superhero. Like I think that could be fun, I think it's weird because Wonder Man, it's so funny because in the comics it's Wonder Man and Wanda who have the relationship, and then his consciousness gets transferred into Vision, and that's why they have a relationship in the comics. Yet in the movies they said, nah, we're going to forego all that, and she's going to fall in love with a robot, and now we're bringing Wonder Man in live action. It's like, weird. Can we have them maybe one?
Yeah, I
Wonder
was
Man
thinking
bring
of
Wanda
that
back?
too. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Maybe
Huh.
we'll get a love triangle.
I mean, I think they're gonna. Yeah.
Or maybe it's the White Vision that just kind of found skin.
Well, that's what I was also thinking. Like he's just wearing it around.
Because that's what happened
Like
with
Men in Black
this
style.
what's the guy who's playing Wonder Man? I can't say his name. I'm sorry. It's very African, but that's what happened with him in Watchmen. Was that Dr. Manhattan had changed his form again, and he became this guy, and then assimilated to a normal life.
Right.
I was in the show, and I was like, oh. And we don't know what happened to the White Vision. He just kind of disappeared. But like, you say White Vision, and people are like, I don't know about all that. Find the blackest man you can find, and make sure he's the White Vision now.
Well, Paul Bettany, Bentley, sorry, there's an L. Sat down.
Is that how you say it? See, I'm going to say it wrong.
Just sat down, and it's funny because you mentioned Vision that he has a confirmed filming for Vision Quest or whatever the series is going to be called. Everyone's saying it's going to be Vision Quest. Starts this summer or next year, 2025. So, not much is known other than he has said he's required to watch Agatha All Along for the series, than to know what happened in that show, because it directly affects his series. So, interesting. He didn't mention Wonder Man, so he was also Black Manta. That's right.
Yeah.
So
he was three things.
He's been this will be his third superhero.
Yeah, he was also Candyman.
Yeah, did you like that remake, sequel, whatever you want to call it?
Meh. I didn't particularly like the first movie. I just like, I thought it was funny.
A classic.
I thought it was funny.
Classic.
Like the same way I thought Hellraiser was funny. I was like, this is
my God.
It was ridiculous. Like, let me be inside you with my big old hook. Sweets for the sweet.
You know, horror sequels always go up in quality. I see that trend.
I mean, yeah,
Oh my
gore-wise,
God.
sure, but
no, I think
story all the time.
You know, I think that's one of the problems with most horror sequels. Not all of them, but they don't always understand like what made the first one good. They're just like, we made it cheap and it made a lot of money. Let's make another one. And
yeah,
you know, I mean, Jason isn't even in the first Friday the 13th.
But it was still fun.
Rod says Hellraiser was so much fun.
Yeah, but it was such a weird movie. Like, it's like, how much would you do to get the best dick of your life? And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, I thought this was Hellraiser. Yeah, that's what the movie is.
I think
can't put that on the trailer.
I mean, you've done all the series on Cult 45, but like
not the Hellraiser ones. We're gonna work on those soon.
Oh, I think Freddy's the only one who didn't go to space.
Yeah. What?
Hellraiser was in space. Jason was in space. Leprechaun was in space.
Was that
Leprechaun was in space?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then he went back to the hood.
No.
Be a human centipede in space.
We pulled an audible this year. We're not doing that one.
Oh, wait. You should revisit House 2. It's sort of a superhero movie. Is it?
I want to do Snatch.
All right, we'll have to do Snatch coming up while John's away, I guess.
Yes. Such a good movie.
All right. I think think that's it I had for news. So we're going to take another quick break, and we'll come back with our main topic.
This is so wizarding.
Broadcasting very fast and very dangerous from the planet Malistan. You are listening to So Wizard.
You're thinking people gonna die?
The only podcast to make the Kessel run in under 12 parsecs.
No one to stop us this time.
I am your host, Joey DiCarlo, and with me, my co-hosts, the queen of all nerds, Aubrey Litchfield, and the expert, Mr. Marquis, Marcellus Ray. You are listening to So Wizard Podcast, where three friends review movies, TV, and sometimes more, podcasting weekly on the Geek World All-Stars Podcast Network. Marcellus Reagans, please tell the listeners where they can find more So Wizard Podcasts.
Everybody, you can head on over to SoulWizardPodcast.com, and there you're going to find a brand new episode every week. Find Soul Wizard on all podcasting streaming platforms such as iTunes, Spotify, Good Pods, and pretty much wherever you can find a podcast. Check out our YouTube page, where new content is being uploaded regularly. We also have a Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, you can receive exclusive bonus content while you're supporting the show.
No, I didn't. First of all, a podcast takes a lot of work, okay? You have to organize the guests, you have to do a Google Calendar, and then you build a following. It takes a long time, and I've been working on it for a while.
And we're back, and we're working on podcasts, and it takes a while. All right, so we
got to make one for Fans on Patrol.
Yeah. All right, so we got the finale of Agatha All Along this week. It was a 2-part finale. They released both episodes on the same day, and there was a giant twist at the end of the show. I like the look.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think I need to rewatch some of it because I'm not sure I can. I don't know if I saw the twist coming or not. A lot of people said they did. So, but before we get to that, curious what we thought of the finale and what we thought of the show overall. Don, you look like you're deep in thought, so you can go first.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. As far as the 2-part finale, I would give it 6 capes out of 10. My main complaint would be the pacing, which also kind of bleeds over to my main complaint of the whole series. And I'll probably elaborate more on that as we get into spoilers. But I just think that we take a lot of time to get where we're going, both in the finale and in the show in general. I do like ultimately the twist is meh. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't know. It's lame-ish. But I don't want to go into spoilers, but there was very cool action, in these couple of episodes and a lot of cool stuff going on. You pretty much get the origin of Wiccan, and I like it, but it was just a little long-winded in places. So I'm definitely like a 6 capes out of 10, for the finale and series as a whole, to be honest with you.
This isn't a movie review, so don't worry about spoilers. We're not going to differentiate. So if you haven't watched it, I'll say that right now. If you haven't watched it, we're going to probably spoil it a little bit. So go watch it and come back and finish watching this. But I'm sure if you watch this show, you've already seen the finale. So that being said, Randy, what did you think of the finale?
Well, it's over. That's what I got out of it. Well, it's over. I it just, I don't know why, but when I woke up that morning and I saw like there was 2 episodes, and I was like, really? I feel like you guys just gave up. Like, no, Disney said we couldn't do it longer than another week, so here's 2 episodes. Fuck it, we're done. Moving on. But like, there was I went to work. I was gonna save these episodes for later, and then one of the guys at work, he knows who I am and what I like to talk about. And he's like, "Did you see the Agatha shows? Like, did you see it?" Like, no, I'm waiting until I get home. Until I'm waiting to go. Oh yeah, okay. It's like, it's gonna be good. It's so good. I was like, don't do that. You're gonna spoil it because
Right.
I'm just you're gonna hype me up, and I'm gonna be excited to watch it. I'm gonna sit down and I had some time. I sat down and I watched it, and I was like, okay. I sometimes hate the internet, and I sometimes hate my brain. I really do, because it's like, why do you steal joy from me? Why can't I just enjoy things like surprises? I don't know. Just that's all it was. Because I was like, yeah, I knew this. Why did you guys not know this? That makes total sense. I mean, then it's an ultimatum. Okay. What I didn't get, and I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, but we'll I mean, there's more to it, but it's like, yeah, I understand. The finer details of things, but I got to the end and I was like, all right, Young Avengers, let's go.
Yeah. It's funny too, because like I thought it was an odd choice. The 2 episodes and releasing them on the same day was like, okay. And I feel like somebody at Marvel or Disney went 8 episodes. That's the formula. Make it work within 8 episodes. And so, as I said, I already said spoiler warnings. It was a weird choice because the end of the 7th episode, and I didn't watch them on the same day too. I want to preface it with that. I ended up watching episode 7 on Wednesday, and I didn't get to see the 8th episode till after Halloween on Thursday. And it's an odd choice in my opinion, because you could have ended the show at the end of the 7th episode, right? The whole 8th episode is to give you a long flashback, a really way too long flashback of Agatha making up the road, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler, the road wasn't real. She made it up as a way to trick witches to steal their power. But like there's a really long build up for that, and then we get a quick, so we find like the 7th episode ends, Agatha is quote unquote dead, and Billy comes home, little wounded from the battle,
has his usual suspects like revisioning of shit, and I was like, this is your room. How are these revelations to you?
Right.
Agatha. Okay, yes, that's part of what I wanted to bring up. Agatha appears to sacrifice herself to save him. He goes back to his room, and then he's looking at his own stuff that he would have only collected in the last 3 years. This wasn't stuff from when he was a child. This is the last 3 years of him, Billy Maximoff, in William's body. And he goes, oh crap, it was me. And you hear Agatha's cackle, and that's how the episode ends. And they could have ended the whole show right there and have been like, oh, cool. And left you like wanting more.
So you know what I expected with that last episode with like the Witches Road thing? Because I don't know if you've ever seen, there was a show called Swarm on Amazon. Did you guys? Okay. But the show Swarm follows this woman who, the whole premise of the story is actually a true story. There was a woman who was obsessed with a pop star and then attacked that pop star on stage in Houston. And like and Donald Glover made a whole show about it. And the last episode is a retelling of the entire series through the lens of a documentary. So that we know the true story at the very end.
Right.
And I was like, that would be a cool tie-in to your first episode, where it's like We started with a makeshift television and that broke, and then we end with a makeshift television that breaks at the end and explains where we're going. And it's like, oh, yeah. And then, like, I don't know, we'll bring in randos from like other character properties and like witches throughout histories in the MCU, and then talking about the Witches Road and how it like affected them. And it's like, here we're uncover the truth of the Witches Road, that it's actually a fake. It doesn't exist. Never did. And it's like, what? Well, yeah, we have Stephen Strange here to tell us more. And I was like, and I thought it was going to be like that, where it's like a mockumentary documentary of the Witches Road following Agatha's lifestyle. And it's like, yeah, we got that. But you're right. It's just a 45-minute flashback of, well, sometimes little boys die. And then it's like, oh, this is all fake. The whole thing was a ploy. It was a con. She was a fake, a flawed, or charlatan. She was never meant to take anyone down any kind of road. And the fact that it even went down it, she's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Right. And that's the thing, right? It's like, I want to talk about, because you said it, and I totally agree with you. Like, Billy's like, oh my God, it was me. Like, he didn't realize the entire time all the trials were like things that were related to him, or taking the shoes off was it. And it's funny because I did go back and someone pointed that out. It was Billy who says to take your shoes off when they first go down the road. No one notices the road is there, the doors that they go down, until Billy runs down the steps. Then it was like, oh, look, there's a door, and they opened it, and they run down it. He's the first that runs down the steps. And I'm pretty sure, and this is the thing, wasn't 100% confident, he's the one that starts all the trials. Like, he finds the record and plays it. He's the one that found the Ouija board. He's the one that the invitation, found the invitation. Yeah, like, it's always Billy who kicked off all the trials. So, except for, I think, the last one, but I'd have to rewatch it when they're in the morgue type room.
Well, he did put the shoes on first.
Oh, that's true. He did put the shoes on first.
So, like, fuck the road.
Yeah. So in a way, they were saying it the whole time that Billy created it, which is also, there's interesting implications that he's at least just as powerful as his mother. But the other side of that is Alice, who was our first witch to die. I mean, if you don't count Mrs. Hart. I know that wasn't her name, but
Sherry Davis.
Yes. She kept saying her mother went to the road.
Well, people lie.
Well, that's true, and maybe her mother lied to her, and maybe she never went to the road. But like, apparently she went to the road to lift the curse and didn't lift the curse. I don't know. So,
why was I thinking that, Thrawn? Why did I think Stevie Nicks 2 Gypsy?
Oh, the whole show is a Stevie Nicks song.
And I'll tell you why I was thinking that, because I used to work for a company that would have me go around businesses of a small town and try to sell phone book advertising. But one of those hard, fast rules is if you do a tarot reader, they have to pay up front. Like, everyone else, we would just bill. But if they were if they were a tarot card reader or a fortune teller or whatever, like, the company specifically had a rule that they had to pay 100% up front. I found that anyway. So yeah, Stevie Nicks Gypsy. I'm back.
Sorry, that was a reference that flew right over my head. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a white woman thing. Don't worry about it.
It is. Okay. It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, and then also, you can also argue, why didn't Lilia also see this? Like, because she knew who Billy was and how powerful he was, like she never figured out, oh, he created all this. Like that's never
No, I mean
that never
it
comes up.
It did get like, what is it, written in a single line where it's like time isn't linear. It's a big ball of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, and it's like, the doctor understands this because his brain is complicated that he can cognitively see the timeline itself, but
Yeah.
like a normal human brain would be like, flashes,
True. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of weird things about that. So I like that. It left me questioning: was this the plan all along? And it probably was. But in some aspects, I felt like they just tacked this on at the end, because I feel like they could have wrapped it all up in one episode. It could have just been one episode 7 that was maybe 10 minutes longer of when the ghost shows and she kind of like explains real quick, oh yeah, I created it as a way to trick witches, and then he goes, oh, so I created it with my power. Yeah. And then they have their little confrontation, which is the other weird thing about the ending of the show. He's trying to banish her, and because she can pick up her pendant, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm not going to kill you now. Like, what was that? Like, he's trying to banish her, and then all of a sudden it just stops, without like, because she mentioned Nicholas, and it was like, no, he still doesn't trust her. But I don't know. I just thought that was weird too. Like, there's no resolution. It's just like, okay, well, now we're going to go find my brother, Tommy. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a lot about this series that I feel was like useless and a waste. This could have been 4 episodes at most, because really, what do we learn? We get the origins of Wiccan, which I think is a bit convoluted, seeing as he is, like his mother, a reality warper, hence why the road even exists.
Right.
So we could have a much simpler explanation as to why he exists, but okay, nonetheless, they do that. But it's just the origins of Wiccan and why he has Agatha Harkness, the ghost, helping him on his quest. Outside of that, we spent all this time learning about these other witches that in the end were just fodder. I actually called it. They're just fodder. Don't get me wrong. I like the whole aspect that, like, yeah, this was, I understand, the lesson there. Like, her son didn't, he helped her get these other witches, but he regretted doing so. Yet, even after his death, though, he was responsible of setting up the mechanism that she uses to get these other witches and sustain her power in life. Like, that was kind of cool. But do we need 8 episodes, 4 of which are just telling us about these witches that are just going to die? Like they're not even special. Like, they show like all these witches dying. So all these ones we learned all this time about, they weren't anything special at all. So that was my biggest thing about this whole series. We didn't need 8 hours of Agatha All Along. We didn't.
Yeah, I mean, we now have a Marvel accurate version of Death in the MCU too as well. I don't disagree with you. I'm trying to think. There was something you just said, and I can't
It'd be
remember.
hard to defend it though. It's like,
Yeah, because like there are definite issues with this show. Because there are a couple things that just don't make sense when you really start thinking about it. Again, Billy not realizing it was him until the end is weird.
Neither did Wanda, so
yeah. Agatha sacrificing herself, saying it was a calculated risk, and then like you think, oh, something's like she's got a backdoor plan to get a body back, but no, she's still just a ghost at the end. So there's no resolution to her story yet.
I got a question. Does the Fantastic Four set in the future or in the past?
Wait, in the MCU?
Well, in general. Well, yeah,
Well,
sure.
I mean, my
It's
understanding
in the
is
past in an alternate reality.
yeah, the
Okay.
first movie is going to be in the past in an alternate reality, and they're going to somehow get sucked into our reality.
Okay.
I'm going to
Because
guess.
I know Franklin Richards has Agatha as a nanny in the future.
Yes.
And that's what leads to Kane the Conqueror.
They said in one future he rides on Galactus's shoulder. So I mean, yeah, it's Franklin Richards.
I mean,
yeah. Well, Franklin
comics
Richards,
are weird.
Franklin Richards is also one of the most powerful beings in the MCU or the comics. So
because he's a mutant, a reality warping mutant.
Right. Thrawn says, so telling him about the road gave him his subconscious blueprint to build it in reality. Thrawn, did you watch the episode? It's basically she created the legend of the road with this song that like just went throughout the witches community for generations and generations, and she was able to use it to lure people to kill them, basically.
Well,
So,
and also, to try and save her son. I thought that was the other part of it too. Because like she even says in the last episode, I'm like, do the purple. I was like, yeah, I can do the purple. I can blow things up. I can move things with my mind, but I cannot divine when she's coming. I cannot protect you from her when she shows up.
Yeah,
and
wait.
I cannot find a way to bring you back.
That was it. That was the other point I wanted to bring up, which drove me nuts by the end, was and it's a good thing Hassan's not on tonight, because he would be like, oh, see, it's terrible. But
yeah, see, there's no through line with this plot.
They make you feel like she made a deal with death and had to give up Nicholas at some point, but something happened.
Yeah, that was the point. She get out of the witches, she gets the bodies, and as long as that exchange keeps happening, Nicholas is safe. And then the one time Nicholas is like, no, not today, and they're like, fine, not today. Maybe one day
one time like,
will be enough.
It felt weird. Like, I don't feel that was explained. I don't feel like I understood what was going on. I thought the deal was something much bigger. Like, it's how she got her power in the first place was by giving up her son. But
I thought she got the dark hold from giving up her son, but apparently, like she says in the show, sometimes boys just die, and it's like, oh,
see, because
but like I thought Nicholas was coming out like problematic. Like Nicholas was dying when he was getting born, and that's why they had that scene with like Ro and her, and it's like, not right now. Give me, I can't, I don't want to lose it right now, and it's like, I can only give you time. That's what I can give you in exchange is time. And it's like, okay, I'll take it. And then Nicholas pops out. Nicholas is a beautiful baby boy, but there's now a price on his head. And so she goes out and starts hunting witches when he's a child in exchange for time with Nicholas.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. It just still seems weird to me. And then, because in the comics, Nicholas is also responsible for the Salem 7. So they totally erased that connection in the MCU. Like, so they don't explain.
I think there's still 2 more out there. There was only 5 bodies in the tower.
Well, that's true. And they don't explain the Salem 7. And it's like, so are we never going to get, like, is that it? Nicholas was just a kid who died. Like, we're never going to get him in the MCU.
No.
You know?
There's no Mephisto, none of that shit.
Oh, I did see an article too that came out that said the writer of the show said there was never a plan to have Mephisto in this show.
Yeah.
So they just.
But there was a plan to get Madison, but she couldn't do it. And I was like, "Fuck!" That'd have been filling my bingo card. I'm like, "Yes."
Maybe she'll be in Wonder Man.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna be in Wonder Man.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, you're so strong.
So I guess the thing that we got out of this show at the end of the day is Wiccan Billy Maximoff is now in the MCU. Yay!
Yeah. And Tommy Speed.
Well, Maybe. We don't know.
Unofficially.
What are you talking
Unofficially.
about? Unofficially.
Like,
I don't
did
know
he
if
say-
mentions count as first appearances in comics.
And Jen, the witch lady, she's still out there somewhere.
Yes. Yes. So we'll see. She was bound and broke her bondage. That
She's our weather witch.
and that's another thing. Like, there's the confession that Agatha bound her,
Mm-hmm.
but like that's it. Like, what? There was no story. Like, that's a flashback I would have wanted to see a little bit. Like her, what made her bind her? Like, what was that all about? You know. That seemed a little odd and out there. Like, oh yeah, no, I was paid or I was taking money from you. Like, really? Was that it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But give us
You
45
did what you
minutes.
had to survive. She said it before. It's like, don't feel guilty about taking over your power, whatever she told Wiccan in that scene. He's like, yeah. That's what makes you a witch. That you fuck
Yes.
people over.
She had her power the whole time. The power was inside her all along, right? That was the moral.
No, I thought it was an unbinding spell. I was like, no, all right, fine.
No.
Now that she know, that's why it didn't work when she did to that guy, because it's like that guy didn't steal your power. It was Wanda, or it was not Wanda.
Yes,
Agatha.
Yes. So now we have Wiccan looking for Tommy. Are we going to get Young Avengers?
Yes.
What do you think?
Eventually.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
When they're all in their 30s, they'll finally get them together.
Exactly.
Yep.
They'll de-age them with CGI.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It's got to happen within the next 2 years, right? Because, like, I think Catherine, what's her face from Ant-Man, she's about to hit 32.
Yeah, and that was the thing, right? Because I had saw something a while ago where they mentioned Young Avengers, and then there's been nothing since then. And it's like, okay, but yeah, like if you're going to at least give us a mini series, another 8-episode,
Maybe it's a big teaser at the end of Thunderbolts.
Asterix.
Oh, I forgot.
Asterix.
I forgot Thunderbolts is a thing.
Yeah.
When does that come out?
March next year.
Next year. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, because I was looking at the schedule for the show, and it's like all we had on there was Craven, and that's in December.
That's right.
Yay!
It's like Baron Zemo is going to get it together, a bunch of kids to create the Avengers.
What was it? We had at the end of the Marvels, we had Miss Marvel going to recruit what's her face?
Yep. Hawkeye,
but I can what's her name?
Haley Statfield?
Not Statfield,
The
but
actress.
not the actress, the character's name.
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
There we
yes.
go.
Yes, we had Kamala.
Not a real name.
No, not oh my god, I
Fake
can't believe I just
persona
said that.
name.
Yes, Miss Marvel went and was recruiting Bishop. Not Bishop. Oh my god.
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Really? I haven't drank that much either.
Oh, right.
Thrawn is yelling Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Brunette broad with long legs. That's
Yeah.
Would we want a Young Avengers Disney Plus show or a Young Avengers movie?
I'm into a movie.
Yeah, I'll do a movie.
Would it work? Because they introduced all the characters in TV shows, though.
I don't know.
They would have to.
Good. It should, because you have Disney Plus. You have it. If you like Marvel shit, you have it.
Right. It's like, whatever, man. Well,
That's really not an excuse, you know. Like,
release the trailer in January where it's coming out in July. That gives you 6 months to watch all these shows. If you don't want to watch them, then go fuck yourself. Moving on. We're getting our Disney money.
Yeah, I mean, because I definitely could see them using some of these characters in Secret Wars, definitely. So
Oh yeah.
Like that's crazy to think of. Like since in its inception, I have subscribed to Disney Plus. Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Have I? No, because I don't.
There's never been a reason for me to be like, oh, get rid of it. Nope, no Moana, kids. Nope,
No
Moana. You know, no, they're not gonna take that.
What do you mean? What do you mean you took Toy Story off? No, cancel.
Vader alone. No descendants. No descendants. Oh, you know, she'd fucking throw something at me. If that...
Right.
I don't subscribe to it. It's my daughter's subscription, and
And then it's
I
like,
have
yeah,
a profile.
all the Star Wars stuff that's on there too, and I'm like, yeah, well, why would I get rid of it?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a staple.
We're not gonna make any new Star Wars content. Whatever.
Who knows? I don't know. Wait, that's one we forgot. We did get a new trailer for the new show, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew.
We did not talk about that. I completely forgot to put that on the list. And I got two of the biggest Star Wars fans in the world here. Did you guys see the trailer?
No.
No?
No.
I did.
Ah, showed a lot of Jude Law.
Yes. I'm the biggest Star Wars fan.
Oh, so you defended the Acolyte?
Yeah, I did. I did defend the Acolyte.
Yep. I'll give it to him.
Did you defend Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Okay.
All right.
I was just like, because you know, every time there's no thread. Everyone's trying to do their own thing. We're doing our own thing. We're doing a Star Wars, and it's like, yeah, but you guys really should have talked this through with each other. I feel like it would have been better. I was just like, yeah, but whatever. Everything else, like the Lego Star Wars, I'm watching more of Clone Wars, but Skeleton Crew looks fun, and I'm like, okay, show me some more stuff.
I this is definitely before your time, but I don't disagree with the comparison. It's Goonies in space.
Ugh.
It'll work. It'll work.
It'll work. I thought it was funny. And then it's like, to me, it reminded me of like a little bit of Lost in Space, or like,
yeah.
Because I swear there was a movie where like a kid got on a bus and then just ended up in the wrong part of town, like, or like Home Alone Part 2, Lost in New York, where they're like a child just out and about.
Yeah.
In New York City by themselves. And I'm like, who would do that? Like, a cop would pick you up almost immediately. Like, where's your parents? Oh, parents. You're coming with us. And like straight to the foster home. And then like, yeah, wait for your parents.
Flight of the Navigator.
Oh yeah.
So,
but like,
yeah, I mean, it looks fun. I definitely will say that it looks fun. It feels a little different than your typical Star Wars that you've been getting, but I don't mind that. You know, like, let's actually do something different with Star Wars.
There are a couple of like genres in Star Wars that are missing. Like, we get our action, cool. We get our like suspenseful spy thrillers, okay. But like, where's our comedies? Where's our hardcore pornos? And it's like, where's
they're there, sir.
Where's the romantic comedies? Where's like the love? Like, there's love stories, but no one has sex in Star Wars.
Because
and it's
there's
like,
two
where
things
are all these kids
Star
coming
Wars can't
from?
do.
Wait, hold on. You know that Han and Leia had sex.
Yeah, Luke and Leia did something before, like, no!
You don't have Ben Solo without them having sex.
Yeah, but I kind of want to see a scene at least. Like,
No,
rugged
come on.
Harrison
No.
Ford, and then just like, yeah, take my shirt off.
There are two things that Star Wars does not do well. The universe that it exists in just does not cope well with comedy and romance. They screw it up every time.
But like,
AKA Jar Jar, you know, AKA Padme and Anakin relationship. Like,
Yeah.
Like the
Well, I
only
think-
romantic thing that's ever happened in Star Wars, and was Leia was like, "Oh Han, I love you," and he's like, "I know." Like that's it. That's
Well, yeah. See, like I think the problem with that is, I think Lucas doesn't do good with those things where it's like, because none of his
Absolutely.
movies have made that thing where it's like romance
Yeah.
or like comedy. It's always like dry humor or anything like that. He's never made like the fucking Three Amigos by George Lucas would probably suck.
Oh my god. That's
But
a good
like
poll.
I
That's a
want
really
to
good
see
poll.
someone like try it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
try it. I'll do it. I'll write a Star Wars because there's that comic with the two stormtroopers, Tin and Jin or something. I forget what they're called. Home planet is not on the map of the North. Oh,
Nothing
so
from
they're
Home
a
Planet.
galaxy closer to home. That makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, Thrawn's giving us some Star Wars stuff. Cool.
Well, because Thrawn's awesome.
Yeah, he is. Be Brie Larson. Brie Larson's an Oscar winner. Why not? I was like, plus she's good in other things. Like, I don't understand why everyone gives her such a hard time. Like, have you seen Brie Larson in The League? She's fucking hilarious. Like, have you seen Brie Larson like just be someone not Captain Marvel? She's
I was gonna
much
say-
better in like outside of these things.
And we've had this discussion quite a few times on this podcast. The problem isn't Brie Larson. The problem is the character of Carol Danvers and Captain Marvel, because like they introduced her into the MCU in the time that no one liked her in the comics, and they made her arrogant in the movies, and that's part of the reason people don't like her in the comics is her arrogance. And it's just like, yeah, no, that doesn't work. You're not endearing her to me, you know.
But I really liked her in the Marvels because it's like she was the Tommy Lee Jones of that group. She's like stern and like, no,
Right.
I'm trying to be business. And there's Kamala Khan just like,
But not only
entire
that,
time.
like in that movie, they introduced like, here's a mistake she made. She realized, and she's trying to own up to it and correct her, like what's happened. And she has things that embarrass her in her past and all this stuff. They humanize her in that story. Right. She's just not this like arrogant warrior like she is in the
Now
first.
Thanos gets punched in the dick. I'm the strongest Avenger.
That shit was cool though. That when he took the stone out of the gauntlet and just fucking socked her in the face with it with his other hand. That was cool as fuck.
That was fucking. I like.
Whoa,
when she
whoa, whoa,
fucking
whoa, whoa!
no-sold
Hold on,
that
hold on,
shit, like,
hold on,
"Hit
hold
it!"
on. That almost sounds like you're saying violence against a woman was cool. You know, Don.
What are you doing? We don't do that here.
What? Sometimes you put mouthy bitches in their place. Whoa, that's uncalled for.
Yes, that's very uncalled for. So anyway, anywho, Agatha
was
All
great. 6 out of
Don-
10.
Okay, you both say 6 out of 10. I think I'm going to agree. It wasn't the best show Marvel's done. It wasn't the worst.
Where's my scissoring? That's what I was missing.
We all
From
got
a scale to Secret Invasion to Loki,
WandaVision.
I'd give it a
Yeah,
or
Loki,
WandaVision. I'd give it a Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know, like,
Ouch. I like Falcon.
Yeah,
I like that show. That's good.
Yeah,
I was just wanting more. I wanted more about the Power Broker. I wanted more about Baron Zemo. I was like, yeah.
I
let's
wanted
follow
more
this thread.
about Bucky and the father who
The
Sonny
Japanese
killed.
man.
Yeah, the Japanese. Like I wanted to see more of that relationship. So yeah, like I don't disagree. We're never gonna get more because
That guy is probably dead by now. He's so old. She took it like a man. Yeah, she did.
Thrawn, no.
Yeah, she did.
That's
what we like. All right, the kisser.
On that note, let's wrap this one up and bring it home. let's go around the room, and I'm going to ask you one, either did you learn something this week on the podcast, or do you have a recommendation, or both, or do you want to plug something? And Randy, you can go first.
Sure. Let's see. I didn't watch anything new except for that one, and then nope. What did I learn? I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn nothing I already didn't know. So let's see. I'll just plug stuff. What is it? If you are in the Houston area, please come join us November 16th at Eureka Heights for this weird trivia thing we're doing. This is the terrible copy, but yeah, whatever. This is what we're doing.
Anyway, so you were saying yes, and of course check out Cult 45.
Oh yes, and please listen to Cult 45 podcast.
Where you get your finer podcasts.
Man.
How about you, Don?
Well, I learned that promoting violence against women, even if they have the power of Superman, is wrong. So great lesson there. Don't have any recommendations. Something I want to plug, I don't know. I'll see how she's feeling about it here in about 10 minutes. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. That was a terrible fucking joke. I hope she didn't hear it.
I learned that my co-hosts are dirty, dirty men.
Yeah, we are.
And we'll find any reason to justify unjustifiable things. Not
justifying it, just like I said, it happens.
I don't have
all right, the kisser.
Recommendations. I'm going to recommend, if you've gotten this far on the podcast, because I forgot to do this earlier, and you haven't done so for yet, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell for notifications so you don't miss us when we go live here on Sunday nights at 8:30. Smash that like button, because it really does help with the algorithm.
My head
gets our show out there even more. And if you are so inclined, please check out our merch store. Link is in the description below. Sport some of the greatest fashions for fall. A Superhero Speak t-shirt. You'll be the envy of all your friends. And also, while you're at it, go check out superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast every week. Links to all our social media at the top of the page. Comic book reviews. I haven't heard from Chris in a while. Hopefully, we'll get some reviews again up soon. But until then, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape get caught in the door. See you next week.
Superhero speak.